we're going to start with a higher self guided journey where you will be finding some of your resources in yourself personally for you to use as a coach, for you to use if you're a meditation teacher, or if you're becoming, or you are an energy coach. So this higher self journey meditation is also a session plan. You can take a client through this session plan in your coaching work. I would wait till about session 3 or 4. Make sure the client knows that this is a closed-eyed process. Usually they can have their eyes open actually, but it's a very personal experience. So a client should kind of know a little bit about it before they do that, and want to go inward and find these kind of inner resources. And I try to make my language as universal as possible, because we are a wide, our group is very diverse. We have different cultural backgrounds, different spiritual belief systems, different words we relate to. So I do my best. However, I always tell my clients or groups to just let any word wash off you that might not fit into your worldview and replace it with your own word. Now, one of the really cool things about guiding meditations one-on-one with a client and this kind of journey process to find resources is that the client can talk to you through the experience. So it's very different than doing this in a group setting or, with YouTube or something. When you're working with a client, they can share, oh, my resources in nature are the mountains, or there's a river, or I'm with a beautiful flower. And the coach can find out more about that. And actually today, as a first step of feeling comfortable with this, when you practice or when you talk about it, it can be just about that resourcing in nature. So the part of this guided journey that is just about resourcing in nature is its own way to create elevation. And actually, I'm not going to have you practice it because we're going to start the next session with another kind of, so skip what I just said. After we're done doing this experience for you personally, then you're just going to go into a room with another student a few minutes later just to share what you experienced, what your resources were. You won't be coaching each other. You won't have to guide anyone through this. So you can just relax and enjoy this process for yourself. One thing I noticed when I was, reviewing for today was that I always, and team, can you tell me what page it's on? I'm looking for it.
36.
36, thank you. If you've been a student for a while with us, you know that I like to redo things and I like to fine tune them and make them better. And one thing I realized is I really prefer to lead a guided journey without a script. I can tune into my own higher self to do that much better if I'm not using my mind to read something. And I also realized that while I give you in this script a stage where we talk about 1, 2, 3, 4 and number, going to that place, like kind of the next level, that's very classical hypnosis actually. And it's fine to use that, but I find when I'm doing guided journeys, I don't use that. Naturally, I don't number things. It's okay to number them. It's okay not to. And actually, I'm going to open up to the unknown and not know what's going to happen when I guide this journey. So the way I would prepare, I'm going to prepare with you right now. I'm going to just look at the headings. So, and I'm going to trust that I don't miss anything. So the first steps on page 37 are for relaxation. Breathing, going into oneself, noticing where the breath goes, kind of doing a body scan. And then the next step is experiencing a landscape in nature, opening your senses. Oh, wait, first it's opening your senses to your inner landscape. And then part 3 is exploring a place in nature. And that's the place where the client will find, or you and I today will find, our resources in nature, feeling that whatever it is that empowers us and brings us strength and relaxation and excitement and flow and presence in nature. And then we're going to walk on a bridge or find some stairs or a special place in nature. We'll see how that unfolds. And then we will go to the next level of our journey and we'll meet our higher self or a teacher of our higher self. And let's talk about that for a minute. What is a higher self? So some of you might have a strong feeling already about what that is. It might be an intuition inside of you. It might be a kinesthetic feeling of alignment, like an inner yes. It might be feeling your energy flowing. It might be your trust in God or the universe or love or unity or peace. It might be a specific angel or archetype or person that embodies the sense of your higher self, or animal. Or you might meet an animal guide or a teacher of some kind. It could be a plant. It could be something in nature. It could be a religious metaphor. It could be a symbol that is like a teacher about your higher self, how to connect more with your higher self. So we give those options in this guided journey. And that's really the whole point of this guided journey experience, is to get a better experience of that connection with one's deepest truth. That's how I like to think of the higher self. It's like the deepest truth, like that part of our being that is most aligned, most full of love and clarity and healing and healthy energy and power. That's the way I relate to the higher self. And it's something I connect to in myself before every coaching session, every teaching session, when I'm going into a stressful environment, before I meditate, before I do yoga or energy healing of any kind with myself. I connect first with my higher self or with one of my guides that is there to increase my hearing and my feeling and my ability to experience my own truth. So for me, this is a daily practice. But of course, I don't have to go through all this. I might just, and it always sounds so funny to me, but I might just sing. The way I connect now with my higher self the most is through voice, making tones, allowing any sounds to come forth. Um, and sometimes a little bit of a prayer. But that's the way I connect with my higher self. Someone else might have images or thoughts or a dance they do or a sense in their body. So there's not a right or wrong way. And then when we close the meditation, we come back down our path, and then we close the meditation again. I have in the script a count back. And the count back is nice to know, because if a client ever was uncomfortable on their journey, or they felt some experience that was startling or unknown and they didn't want to do it, they're in control. They can say, I'm not comfortable. And you say, okay, great. Let's just count back from the count of 5 to 1. Just notice your breath. 5, take a nice deep stretch or breath. Notice your feet. 3, you might feel very awake. 2, you can stretch and connect to your body. 1, you can open your eyes, look around and see the room. And it gives structure for coming out of that kind of creative mind, relaxed state into regular reality, regular room. Like I said, people do not have to close their eyes to do this guided process. So let's see how you experience it. And try to listen from your body, from your heart, from your inner being, not from your thoughts or your logical mind. Okay? And you're only meant today to enjoy this and connect to your higher self. You don't have to worry about using this in your practice in any way. Today is just for the experience. Um, any important questions before we begin? Write them into the chat. I just want to make sure nobody is going into this in any way with a question that is really nagging at them.
Magali, I thought a really great question here from Cynthia. If we've done this before, should we try to go to the same place and meet the same guide, or should we just find a new experience each time?
I would trust yourself with that, Cynthia. If you want to go back to that same place in nature, go back. If you enjoy the guide and you want to know that guide more, go to that guide. If you're open to seeing a different experience, make that your intention, but you're completely in charge.
And Magali, oh, sorry, go ahead as well.
Okay, so, and we have, eager team members here. So Adrian has a great question too, and I don't know if you address that, Magali. What do you recommend for people who have trouble visualizing?
You don't need to visualize, so I'm so glad you're asking that. And actually, we're going to begin energy coach training with this exact thing, that everybody has different ways they relate to their senses. So part of this guided journey is to open up your different senses. So opening up your sense of hearing, your sense of feeling, your kinesthetic sense in your body, your sense of just knowing, and yes, your sense of seeing, if that works for you. It does not work for me. I feel things in my system. I know them. I rarely see them. Most of the time I'm leading guided meditations, I'm just in a kind of purpley color. That's all I see. So we can go with the way we experience the journey. And we can learn as we get more used to this work, we will learn to translate what we feel emotionally or experience kinesthetically or hear into more of a relatable, like we can translate it into words. Sometimes it's very much not located in the realm of words or thoughts. So also you can use your thoughts. Your mind is there. Thank you, mind, for always being there. Do not hesitate just to think things. That's okay. So if I say, imagine a place in nature you really love. Right now, you're probably having some thoughts. Some of you are seeing that thought. Some of you are feeling the air in that place. Some of you are asking yourself, do I like the beach better or do I like the mountains? Not sure. Do I like snow or do I like sun? Great. Your mind is helping you. Have those thoughts. Welcome the thoughts. Notice what that thought is like. So the less you try to control the way you experience your senses, the richer the experience will be. So I hope that answers. And if you've just had lunch, great. Lie down if you want. I believe the right side is a better side to lie on when digesting. It's okay if you doze off. Don't worry about it. Just take this 15 minutes as a time to relax as you listen to the guided journey.